So your episode Monsters,
Yeah.
you did the unthinkable and you had Anna Jarvis shot.
Yes.
So is that something that the writers decided to do, or was that your idea, or how did that come about?
That's a really long story that we don't have time for, but that story is covered in the Agent Carter Season 2 book that will be coming out next year. The short version is that we wanted Whitney to do something really horrible. And we were trying to figure out a way, because Gwen Everett is very seductive, so she's very easy to like and fall in love with. You're like, oh wow, she's so awesome. But we needed to do something that would turn the fan base really against her. And we had her, and my mind was she had to have to stab or shoot like Anna. That's the only way to do it. And that was partially, we all came up with the ways to hurt Anna. And sadly, she gets shot, and she crumbles to the ground, and it takes away her ability to have children. And her and Jarvis had a good cry over it, but they moved on. But that's the beauty of it, which leads to Jarvis raising Tony and taking Tony closer than he would have, another charge he would have. So we wanted to set up a lot for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I think we did. And one of the ideas I did have was Howard Stark's alarm system using Jarvis's voice. So that's something I did come up with.
Well, that was great, and I'm glad you kept Anna alive, because I think that would have crushed
we weren't going to kill
Mr. Jarvis.
But we wanted to hurt her.
Yeah, it definitely did. It definitely worked.
It hurt the fans.
It hurt the fans, but
I know. That night I was getting hate tweets. They were like, "How dare you!"
The repercussions that came from it, the acting that came from it was
in episode 208 when Peggy and Jarvis had that conversation. One of the greatest things I've seen.
That was brilliant.
And then the love triangle conversation in the car in 207 was one of the funniest things. That was a lot of fun.
So, last question.
Sure.
What was your favorite moment of the season, as far as writing either your own or someone else's, that you're like, wow, that
I don't have a favorite moment.
Okay.
Because all of it was my favorite moment. But I think that my favorite scene that I wrote was the scene where Whitney and Dr. Wilkes had a conversation about what the world was like, and talking about what it was like being a woman and a man of color in 1947, and how they actually had no options but to break the law to win. That's something that I wrote, and then most of what I wrote came through exactly how I wrote it. But that was kind of my moment for me, but I really wanted to get that in there, that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is not any different than ours in 1947. If you weren't a white guy, you were kind of screwed. And that's and sometimes in 2016, it's still the case. So I wanted to make a bridge in that conversation.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure. It's our pleasure.
Yeah.